Hello, I'm Chris Jones with eMergers and Acquisitions Private Equity, as well as a sales associate in the commercial real estate sector with Astra Realty. The subject today is: Are you getting in over your head? Well, with what? Well, I get a good number of calls from individuals wanting to break into the multifamily industry. There are many podcasts, videos, and groups out there talking about how wonderful multifamily industry is, and it is. I've heard of the many statements about how you can get into the industry with little or no money down or out of pocket, and how it's just so easy to own and operate. Well, many in this industry know that's not that simple 100% of the time, or even 99% of the time. Here are some key topics you might want to consider. I would say it is really good to start with the end in mind. This is because one day you might want to sell this property business. Get your business plan in order, set your goals, and enjoy business and property ownership. Go crush it. Isn't that the mantra today? You'll definitely want to get an external team together comprised of experts who can help guide you along the process. Not everybody is great at everything, and there are those who have a full time job elsewhere and they need help with the day to day needs of the business or the property. Not everybody follows advice, and not all advice is good. Also, expect that you're going to have to pay for these external team members, or you might incorporate them into your team. But definitely, it's worth paying for a good group of people to help you out. The external team could be comprised of an attorney, an accountant, a CPA, a tax attorney, an auditor, management company, realtor, broker, business broker, property inspector, contractor, etc. So definitely be committed to finding this group of individuals that you can surround yourself with that can help you be as successful as you can. Another important aspect of looking at purchasing multifamily is you might need to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, or enter into an LOI, a letter of intent, or a purchase agreement before you'll be able to see confidential information. This might include, but not all, financials, profit and loss statements, balance sheets, tax returns, bank statements, credit cards. You might want to examine some loan documents, employee contracts, that's a big one, service contracts, another big one, utility bills. Much of this investigation is done during the due diligence period or inspection period. It's called a number of things. But also, a prospective buyer, definitely make sure that you're vetted so that you can show proof of how you're going to purchase this property or even a business. So some of what you're looking at and all the information that you're going to be gathering about this property, all the business details, it can take hours, days, weeks, even months. So it's important also that you know that there might be some time delays involved. You might also need to talk with the city or the county where the property is to talk about zoning, a certificate of occupancy, etc. So make sure that you know how you're planning on purchasing the property. Not all properties qualify for a loan. Not all buyers qualify for a loan. So make sure that you talk to a number of individuals to find out what works best for you and the property. You might also need to consider thinking of initial expenses that can be setting up your LLC or your S corp. Where's your office going to be located? Is it going to be on property, off property? Phone numbers, websites, domain names, business insurance, signing legal documents for your tenants. You might need a CRM to handle and scale your prospects, to track and measure growth, as well as a social media team to bring in new tenants and to keep them, to retain tenants. So definitely, these things cost money. Be prepared to spend the money. Definitely want to also consider having reserves. Do you have enough to last 3, 6, 12 months of your total expenses, just depending on the size and the scope of your property. So, when you're looking at multifamily, and you've got all your ducks in a row for how you're going to operate the business, your tax strategy. You'll definitely need to consider that multifamily is a domain where people live, and there are more legal and regulatory compliance issues involved with the dwelling versus a place of business like a retail strip or a commercial office building. So make sure you've got the right people on staff to help. Um, You might also need a great real estate attorney to look at property documentation, look at estoppel certificates, leases, any legal claims against the property. So there's quite a lot to look into. Are you going to be managing the property yourself, or are you hiring a management team? Are they going to be on site, off site? It just really depends on the size of your property and the scope. So you definitely want to have someone to help you out. You might not have time to work with tenant retention, collecting rents, researching market comps, obtaining reviews, dealing with evictions for those who aren't paying their rent, going to the courthouse, working with the elevator that decided to stop working, or the property gate that's not opening, or the landscaper. There are just a lot of issues that you'll need to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Providing your budget, your year-end budget, looking at your capital expense. So definitely, get some assistance, because the goal is to maximize rental income, reduce expenses, increasing profit. It's money in your pocket. These professionals are time savers for you. They help you to avoid potential legal issues and have some peace of mind. Property insurance is another biggie, so definitely start looking into that early on during your due diligence. And then, a big thing to consider is going back to the very beginning. Have the end in mind. How long are you planning on keeping the property? So definitely have a plan and have a goal. Sometimes I'll say, definitely start with a smaller property, get your feet wet, and then you can acquire smaller properties, sell those, buy larger properties. Just change up your portfolio demand depending on what your risk appetite is, and definitely your retirement plan. Would love to talk further with you about multifamily or any other commercial or business opportunities.